Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you are doing well, and today I have something a little different for you. This past weekend I had the chance to enter a tournament for a game called Evo Ball. I'll have a link to the creator's channel in the description below so you can learn more about the game if it interests you, but it's a fun little soccer themed card game where your goal is to try to play these little characters called evil ones, and you're trying to shoot the ball into your opponent's goal to score points, and whoever has the most points at the end of the time limit wins. And the time limit is dictated by the amount of cards in your deck. If your deck runs out of cards, then the time runs out, and then whoever has the most points at the end wins the game. And so I thought I'd take some time to show you my deck that I was playing in the tournament, starting off with the captain of the deck, which is Neptuna. Each deck is allowed to have one captain in it, and Neptuna is the captain I decided to choose. He has 3 shot power and 5 defense, and he's a stage 1 Evolon captain because you have to evolve your characters. You have basic Evolon as well as evolved Evolon that you put on top of them to make them stronger. He's a high defense Evolon with that 5 defense, and he has the ability to, once per possession, you get to search your deck for a water Evolon, reveal it, put it in your hand. And it's a pretty good way to help you stay consistent throughout your game, gets the rest of your pieces set up. And of course there's his basic 2 copies of Snare. You're allowed to have 2 copies of any particular card in your deck except for the captains. So kind of my strategy was to use the water Evolons as more defense. I would have Neptuna in the gold because of that 5 defense and take advantage of that to prevent my opponent from getting a lot of points while I have other Evolon do the attacking. So let's meet a couple of those other ones. You got Oct, 2 copies of him, as well as his evolved form Squitane, which has a very powerful ability. When he's able to block a shot, you get to choose a card from your discard pile and return it to your hand. So this can help you reuse a bunch of your items that you've played throughout the course of the game. It's pretty powerful. Up next is 2 copies of Amp and 2 copies of Elecroak. Now, Amp actually has a second evolution in addition to this, but I chose not to play it. Instead, I wanted to use Elecroak, who's a lightning type. He has 3 shot power, 2 defense, and whenever he scores, you get to draw an additional card, so that can help you run out the clock a little faster, and especially if you've built up a nice early lead, it can be pretty helpful there. He's not the only lightning type I run. I've got 2 Sparklet and 1 Elowing in there as well. Elowing's a 3 power, 1 defense. And if he scores, you get to remove the current locations. So locations are basically like these field spells that provide different effects. They kind of work more like the stadium cards in Pokemon. They affect both sides of the board. And Elowing's nice because he can remove them from the field. And I've gotten plenty of opportunities to do just that in the tournament. It's been pretty helpful. And that about does it for the Evolon cards, the creatures. 14 of them. The rest is dedicated to items and locations. First one we play is 2 trophies. These are pretty simple. You just gain 1 point. Didn't quite see this one often, unfortunately, but it's still good to have. 2 copies of Playmaking. This one allows you to draw 2 cards, helps you dig through your deck a lot faster. 2 copies of Confuse. Pretty helpful in my decks to help me create a lot of mismatches in my opponent's defense to try to make the most opportune ways to score. It's been pretty helpful. Couple copies of Evo Bar. This one's another consistency tool. It allows you to search your deck for an evolution of an Evolon you control. You reveal it, add it to your hand, so it can help when you put down some of the basics. This can help you dig out their evolutions when you need them. There's a couple single copies of items as well. First is Double Time. This is an interesting double-sided item that allows all points scored to be doubled for the round. So you use it, if you score, you gain 2 points instead of 1. Although your opponent gets the opportunity to use this as well, so you'll want to watch out when you play it. There's also Switch, which allows you to swap one basic Evo in your hand with one Evo you control on the field. So if you wanted to potentially go for a more defensive field or a more offensive field, Switch allows you to do just that. There's also Even Battle, which is a pretty powerful item. It allows both players to discard their hand, draw 5 cards. This can really run out the clock, though it does give your opponent some card advantage, so be careful and make sure you have the field under control before you play it. There's a couple of attachable items as well. You've got Neptuna's Crown. You can attach this to one of your water type Evo to give it +0/+1, so a little bit of extra defense to help them block more shots. On the opposite end of that, there's 2 Boltram's Bolt. This allows your lightning types to get +1 to their offense, so that can help them more easily score. It basically, how scoring works in the game is that when an Evolon shoots the ball, they both the shooter and the defender roll a 6-sided die, and whoever has the higher total gets to either get the ball past the defender, or the defender will block. So, and the stats add bonuses to those rolls, so it's something to pay attention for. Final card is Ocean. This is a location card that I've mentioned before, and basically it gives all your water types +0/+1, though it does give your opponent's water types +0/+1 as well, so you'll want to watch out when playing that too. I've seen a lot of people play Squirtane as their goalie, so it's definitely something worth looking out for. But yeah, that about does it for my deck profile. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and share if this is something you want others to see. I'll see you in whatever video I upload next, and take care.